Just answering questions with WAPTech. As a follow-up to my previous request, would you be willing to share the best way to actually archive something, making it available for people to locate? I've tried searching your channel but can't seem to find a video showing this. I don't have one referencing this, but here's how to mirror videos or any content on the internet. You steal it. 90% of the stuff that's put up on the internet, if you can view it, you can take it. In the case of videos, you can use a video downloader. Just look up YouTube video downloader or Facebook downloader or whatever. And if you can get, as much as possible, an isolated page that is only seemingly there to play the video or have the posting in it, you can do the following. Or could. Archive today used to be the way to archive everything because it didn't allow any restrictions to control it. While it still works on newer browsers, it doesn't actually archive the entire page anymore, even though that's literally its purpose. They've really scaled it back to the point that it doesn't really work anymore. Archive.org will refuse to archive many pages now. So what's left? Unfortunately, the only things left that you can find are to download a copy of the page as web page complete. This will save it as an MHT file for a web page. It won't include most of the multimedia, but it'll include pictures, the formatting, most of it. And unless the website booby traps itself to prevent it, you'll get a decent copy of it. Is this admissible in court? No. Is this an actual archive? No. That's why you still have to try archive.org and archive today. Those are the options. Now for videos. You will literally just look up a video downloader website. Do not install anything on your computer to download videos. I'm not kidding. Just don't. And for those of you who are going to say it's okay, no, it isn't. Because 90% of the time, they're fine. But only if they've been checked hundreds of times, and any day a person can just upload a version that contains a piece of malware, spyware, or it can just have it injected by the website deciding they want to put their little downloader toy in it. Websites that let you download the video can only give you only one thing, the damn video. Download the video in low res immediately. No, I don't care what else you're going to say. Yes, everybody commenting below is wrong. Download a low resolution version of it. It will download faster. The website will be less likely to complain you're downloading a crap quality version of it. That means that at least you have it. It will have audio. It will have some visual data. And then, whatever website you're using to download it, what if it has a link in there at the top where it says uberdownloader.gerbil / and then the URL? You can cut and paste that so that someone can just click it and do the download again. And if it includes the resolution data, that's great. And then download the highest resolution you can afterwards. Get the file at all costs, and then get the high quality file at all costs. And try multiple websites. YouTube, like every other website that has any content that anybody else created and that they want to have control over because honestly they want to keep people from having their copyrights violated, the website will eventually fight. So getting the low-res version at least gives you a copy. Try the highest resolution version, and if it balks about it, get the ones in the middle. And make sure it downloads the video as a MP4. No, I don't want to hear it, just that. If it says, well, it can download it as audio and video separated, so you have to knit them together. No. I don't care if it's better quality. Don't do it. No, you won't get them synchronized. It'll never be the same thing. Make the damn website give you the version that would be fed to your browser. Yes, I know the browser can knit them together, and that's how we get the high resolutions and yeah. And very importantly, I have to say this, unless you absolutely need it, do not do 60 frames a second. I'm not going to go into the technical details. What about pictures? Right-click Save. What if the website won't let me do that? Screenshot it. Learn how to screenshot. I can't find a video on this. I've actually done videos on all of these subjects and included them in, but this one will actually be named, How Do I Save Something and Make It Available for Others Against the Will of a Website or something like that. And then the rest of the just answering question. On a treasure that was buried out in the middle of quote-unquote nowhere, but it ended up being just in Jellystone Park, there's been no point in releasing the solve for the poem that was supposed to be a bunch of hints from the book, the poem, etc. Meaning you had to look at the poem and read all the books to get all the clues to find this treasure. Someone's selling a book. Beyond the cipher, no one has released any kind of solve for it because there's no prize money. That's not the point. I understand that the person saying this understands that. That's the problem. When someone say, "Oh, well, there's nothing to gain from it," so there was supposed to be a solution you're supposed to be able to solve, and prove it, please. Well, we all know. No, we don't all know because you didn't release the solution. People who greedily hang on to a solution or a fact are either being jerks or really they don't know the answer either and they're lying. But some people release some sort of solve for it, right? And again, in the video I said, comment below if you know exactly where it is. I feel that this community will need to accept the cipher first before they're ready for the rest to accept. A lot of people in the community trying to find this treasure have decided there never was a treasure, copium, or they've decided that it was never found. The person who buried it was alive at the time, or maybe it was found and someone else found a completely different thing. Anything's possible, but none of that's likely. My simple substitution cipher left out the exacts beyond the cipher. The clues which led one to the spot because there's no prize money. It's my denial of designer that mirrors the scripted denial of solver. Now, I don't know exactly what that's referring to, but forgive me for commenting. This sounds like the same mindset that makes it to where you don't know how to interpret the quatrains. Yes, Nostradamus' quatrains were interpreted by other people of his era. So they had the same reference point in reality and time, and they all said the same thing. They're nonsense. Some of these people were absolute geniuses and could solve anything you could come up with. Shit that's so obscure that you and I would never be able to process it. Nostradamus' quatrains were designed to be cold reading bullshit, and people still fall for it today. And a few of those individuals said, "Oh, I know what it really means, but I'm not going to tell you," in a book, saying, "Oh yeah," but they were not contemporaries. These are years later because they had less of a reference point. The time period where Nostradamus, who may or may not have been a real person, honestly, at this point, I don't even want to discuss that, lived in a particular period of time from here to here. People who were alive during that time had reference points to what he was referring to in the area. You had to live in the area. You had to know what the news was that time. It's like me making a joke about a Weird Al Yankovic song. You're not going to know it. You're not going to get the reference. And these were people contemporary who said, "No, this is nonsense. The river hissed or blah, blah, blah." No, Nostradamus did not predict anything at all. It's bullshit. It was him doing a commentary on contemporary world he was in and trying to avoid getting guillotined by insulting very powerful people. So let's talk about yours here. I want someone to put up a complete analysis that the community can then critique and correct about how to find the treasure, even though it's already been found, and if it really could have been found that way. What really happened is someone figured out, oh, he has a favorite fishing hole. I'll explore every square inch of it with a metal detector. Next one. What if the gold was shielded in bronze? How do you think that would affect it? It's still metal. It's a conductive material. Most, again, virtually all metal detectors detect anything that is conductive underground by sending a pulse of electromagnetic energy in and waiting for the return bleep. That's it. It affects a coil of wire by changing its tuning, that sort of thing. These are things that are well understood. The ones that are good discriminators to figure out the difference between things still get gold and lead mixed up. One person even asked in the comment section, have you ever felt gold or touched gold? Have you ever felt and touched lead? Yes. If anybody's not aware of it, I did a lot of gold searching. I looked for gold nuggets downstream of an area that had a huge amount of gold nuggets stored at a location, and then there was a flash flood, and that ended up pushing all of the, well, basically tailings and real gold downrange because they were in boxes. The U.S. Army collected gold at one time from these things, from these companies, and transported it to add to the coffers of the U.S. government. Long story short, there's a bunch of gold downrange right near a fishing spot. So yes, I do know the differences and the fact that it's hard to do with a metal detector. I didn't want to bring up my personal experience because that's not really something I can do in a citation. The guy's near a fishing spot and trying to find gold is going to have a long time to do it. The guy who purportedly found it spent a very long time trying to find this. He dug up lots and lots of lead. And if he was smart, we don't know that. He picked the lead up and carried it with him. And when asked, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm looking for lead sinkers." It's a perfect cover story. It cleans up the environment. Are you going to complain? Do you want to be in the newspaper with me trying to remove lead poisoning from the river? I mean, that's immediately what I would do. That would be my scam to try to find the gold. And as soon as I found it, I wouldn't tell anybody. I would steal it, leave the hole there, and keep metal detecting. I would be an annoyance in the area, finding all the lead sinkers inland. Because if you're not aware of it, fly fishermen do actually include, in some cases, some metal, and lead is common sometimes, in fly fishing and also in normal fishing equipment. And people throw it everywhere. I would dig it all up to where there was nothing anywhere on that side of the river after I discovered it. I'd keep removing it to where it'd be, people wouldn't hear even one bleep trying to go towards that gold. Make it to where it was never even suspected. Just nothing. And then I would leave, a Bugs Bunny joke, a couple of gold cufflinks somewhere just to piss people off. And only I would get it. Get it? You have to know the reference. So anyway, that's it for today's question and answer. And again, on a video or any other content, because websites that did a good job archiving it were attacked by lawsuits and lawyers that do not want facts to be recorded. Yes, anybody who archived any of Donald Trump's tweets using Archive Today, those tweets are getting slowly erased because his lawyers need to get rid of the evidence of him running his mouth on the net and everywhere else he ran his mouth. Because it's positive indication that he typed it. His only argument is someone typed it for him so he can avoid going to prison for some of the stuff he said. Not because it was illegal, but because it proved he knew about something on a day he wasn't supposed to know it. Yeah, erasing history, burning books, redacting history, hidden history, all the memes. It's just that it's applied in the way that you weren't told about it when you were looking it up the last time you decided the Mandela effect was real. Guess what? Ministry of Truth, making unpersons and correcting history by lying. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. I hope this was informative for you.